that was the most worst experience ever. As a child, like you don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
Music for me is like, I would say it's like a story, it's like a book. The common thing that both, me being in Africa, being young and now, is definitely happiness. I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Like, I don't know why. I was around 10 years old. I was so nervous. Even going to church, because there's definitely no practice. It's just you show up. Somebody who mentors you and helps you achieve something that you always wanted to do, you always have to thank them. Dedication every day, coming here to complete a project, whatever it is, whatever it's painting, whatever it is.
You are listening to AFRODIASPO Media. Thank you for watching this. This is AFRODIASPO, and my name is Major MUGISHO. And today we're going to have a nice topic. It's really going to be good. And I'm really sure that you're going to learn a lot. This is going to be so educational. And we're going to be talking about leadership in the areas of music. Because we have musicians, but we have those ones who are really leaders in that area. And I would ask you to, before we go into this discussion and the conversation that you're going to be having, I would like to ask you, please, if you haven't done that, please subscribe to this channel so you can be getting the new videos and everything that we're going to be posting. And then from there, we're going to move on to present our guest of tonight. And his name, I call him BK. BK.
What's up, man?
How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. You know me.
You good?
I'm good.
Before we start anything,
Yeah.
I'd like to know your appreciation about whatever we're doing here.
Oh, man.
Man,
Don't ever get me started. As soon as, first of all, Major told you guys, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead, subscribe to AFRODIASPO channel. It's going to be a lot more guests, such as myself here. And I appreciate this opportunity, just bringing me out here and to share everything I can for you guys tonight. It's great. The presentation is amazing. As soon as you come here, you make you feel like home, make you feel comfortable. And it's very, opportunities like this doesn't really come a lot around. So whenever these kind of opportunities come along, you just have to appreciate it and go with it, So thank you so much for having me here, man. I really
Yeah.
you.
But when we started this project,
Yeah.
when we moved in this building,
Yeah.
you were there, right?
I was here.
You could watch how things were growing.
I was here.
And from that level to where we are, what do you think?
I
would
can
you
see
encourage somebody else to come in this or participating in this thing, according to your appreciation?
Man, I feel like, because like you said, I was here, when everything started. So I could see how much work and effort is put into this. Dedication every day, coming here to complete a project, whatever it is, whatever it's painting, whatever it's buying new equipment, whatever it's, preparing the show or anything else that goes behind the camera. I feel like there's a lot of work that was put into this. This place was like nothing, and then building out to scratch up, it's impressive. So that's why you gotta appreciate it more. That's why I would say, for everybody out there who wants to share their music, share their words, their thoughts, and anything that will make people better and make people happy, this is a place for you, to show up and do everything you can to support each other.
Good.
So I really appreciate that moment.
Good. So now that we're going to begin with BK, before I go to any question that I'm going to ask him, I'd like BK to confess that everything he's going to be saying is going to be based on the truth. Because I think that this is the way we could run a show, right?
Yeah.
Because we can give you the platform to express your ideas, but the people who are at home, they need to make sure that what you're saying is really based on the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you?
Of course. When you come out here, and then your heart is in one place, you want to help people, whether it's through your music, whether it's through motivation speeches or comedy, whatever it is. You gotta be true to yourself. And then I'm convinced today I want to be true to myself, and I want to let people know that everything I do, I'm an artist, and then I love to make music. But we'll get to that a little more later on. But yeah, everything I'm gonna be saying today is the truth. I'm convinced for sure.
Good. So, in few words, can you describe who you really are?
Man, there you go.
Who you are, man.
That's a tough question right there. Well, I go by the name of Baracka. A lot of people call me BK, including yourself.
Good.
That name started in high school. A couple of friends of mine, small group of friends of mine, started calling me that, and then it just kept building from there. Everywhere I'll be going, in the hallways or whatever it is, I'll be like BK, BK. So I just grew up with that name. It just kind of became part of me, and it kind of became special too, because whenever people call you like certain names, it's because you mean something to them, know, and they know you by that character. So that's how I got the name BK from.
Good. Yeah. I'm gonna ask my question again.
Yes.
Who is BK?
BK is a guy that does everything in his power, everything that God gave him to make people smile.
Good.
That's one of the missions that I have here. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, I just want to put smile on people's face. That's what strives BK to keep on pushing and working harder. Good. Because as soon as you see people smiling, then you satisfy him, and it makes him a better person, a happy person. So.
Good. Now knowing that you try everything.
Yeah.
And you mean like everything, like music-wise, or?
Well, aside from music, is definitely something I discovered that I can use that platform to help people, build up their day or make them smile, brighten up the day. But aside from that as well, I just feel like being around people and getting to know people, who they are. And if somebody's having a rough day, I just want to go out there and talk to them. Even a little word or make a little smile. I'm a little comedian on the side. I like making people laugh in that way. I feel like I got a little few jokes here and there that make people laugh. But
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's just a little something.
I remember the first time I met you. I think it was at church.
Yes.
The very first time I met you.
Yes.
And
I remember that.
I just started laughing.
There you go. Yeah.
Because just the way you introduced yourself to me, and I was like, this guy is funny.
Yeah.
That's that was the idea. So tell us a bit how, because at that time I don't really think I knew as a musician. No, but I keep getting surprised every time.
Yeah.
Like there's always a lot of surprising coming every time.
Yeah.
And tell us a bit, like, how did you get into music? Were you already a musician by then, or you just started?
Oh, well, music goes like way back. Yeah. In my family, growing up, my grandfather was a reverend in church, and he always had made sure we surround ourselves with people who do music.
Good.
So at a very young age, I attended a little choir back in my church in Africa.
Good.
I was very young, I was very little, but I feel like that kind of developed. That's why it started developing the music passion in me, because when I saw a lot of practice that we would do together, even though I was young, but like my cousins were still old enough, to show me the right way, and just the passion that they had for music, and the how hard they worked in the vocals, to perfect it. That's just what made me be like, wow, I love this. When I'm in that environment, I just felt like so comfortable, so peaceful, and like I feel happy, right? And every time we'll go perform at the church after all this practice, just the joy of seeing everybody look at you, enjoy the moment, it just really meant a lot to me, and I just had to continue building through that. And fast forward to that, when I came to Canada, actually, a couple weeks after I came to Canada, I was still in church. and I was nervous. I was very nervous, man. But I got opportunity to like try to like, perform a little something because I think my mom hooked me up on that one. She started telling the people, "Oh, my son, man, he can perform. He can perform. He can really kill the stage, you know." And then
That's really good.
yeah, she was definitely my number one promoter, you know.
Your mom.
My mom, yeah.
Wow. That's
You know, these days we do a lot of
shout out to
promotion.
mom, Bike's mom.
Shout out to mama.
That's really good.
Yeah, I really appreciate that because that actually pushed me a lot, you know, because that first experience of just being in front of people in church, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Like, I don't know why. I was around 10 years old. I was so nervous, you know, even going to church because there's definitely no practice. It's just you show up, they give you a mic, and you go on and do your thing.
Wow.
And then, I was very proud of myself because after I'm done, I'm like, wow, I just stood up in front of like 50 people.
Wow.
You know, and just do my thing without even caring. That's how I knew. I was like, maybe I really love music. Like,
wow.
To push me to be able to do that in front of people, 50 people, it's like, yeah, you really do love music.
Yeah.
And that's why I pushed you to that moment.
Good.
And then, ever since that day, after that in school, I met a couple of friends in school who also share the same passion as me.
You mean in high school? Or?
High school.
Good.
High school.
And that's in Africa or?
That's here. That's after
Here
I
in
came
Canada.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Africa, I was in a few choirs in Africa in my school.
Good.
But that was just only like one-time thing where it's like the end of school. Oh, you have to perform in front of people. After they name all your marks, this guy got an A, he got a B, he got a C. After that, they want to like cheer people up, and then they give you guys a school choir. So we would do that, and then we'll like have a long line. Everybody would be so in order, and then we'll follow our thing, and we'll do that. But when I came here, I met a couple friends. We just shared a whole passion together. I think music really got us together. We form a really good connection, a really good group. Like,
wow, that's
we'll go to each other's house and
then do you go to the house, not to catch you, to sing or?
To sing, yeah. I'll go to the house to mostly record because back in the days, we used to have school computers back in high school. And then there used to be this beautiful application called GarageBand.
Oh, GarageBand.
Oh, yes, yeah, we would.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We would master that thing. Yeah. I used to think I was a little mix master guy in there because
Were you mixing?
I was mixing some songs there.
Wow.
Editing some songs here and there. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Shout out to David Duane. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. So we would try to record, man, and then pull up some songs out. You know, and we just became close, man. We just got us all together, and we were so happy doing that together. And then that's when, at the same school, Gabrielle Roy, it's a French school that I went to. I didn't even introduce that, but that's the school. That's what it's called, Gabrielle Roy. That's where I met everybody. And then I ended up meeting a guy called Osee, who turned out to be one of the talented producers that I've been working with. Yeah, he just became a brother to me, man. And we just started creating things together. He actually started telling me first because before that, I didn't even think about doing music professionally.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't think about that until he started telling me, you know what, you have a passion, man, and you have a talent, and I know somebody who can, really push you.
Yeah. Did he discover this like in school or after school, like high school?
He discovered mostly when we became close. Yeah. First of all, we used to listen to a lot of songs together. That's mainly how we got connected. Music together, sports. Yeah. So he would see, obviously, I love enjoying listening to music. And the music I would put out, it would be a music he enjoyed as well. And then when I discovered he was a beat maker, he started making beats.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, okay, when he's making all these beats, I'm going to just go out there and have fun with it too. So I'll go to his house, he would play pianos, I would start singing on top of it, and then he would laugh, but he would start and then he would start recording me a little sessions, a little here and there. And then it would be like, wow, man, we should actually try to make something real. And then I have a brother of mine that I need you to meet. His name is Major.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it was before I actually met you from church. Or it was after. I'm not too sure.
So you heard about me before?
I definitely heard about you. I heard about the work you're doing. That's why I don't even know. I don't remember what I said to you at the church. You said it was funny, but I don't remember it.
It was really funny. Yeah.
Okay,
It was really funny.
but I just want you to know I was nervous. That's the first, that's probably why it was funny because I was
Good.
I was nervous.
I think so many people will be related to your story. You know that we have a lot of musicians who go through a lot of things.
Yeah.
And becoming a musician is not really easy, right?
No.
Being a musician myself, I know there's a journey, right? And I just wanted to know, can you tell us what does this the moment when you started back in Africa?
Yeah.
What did music represent to you back then compared to what it does represent to you right now? Because I think that the thing is changing, right?
That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are definitely changing. That's a really good question. In Africa, I had more of the backup kind of singer. So
Good.
There was less more work to me, you know,
Okay.
because I had my cousins who would arrange everything, fix everything, and then they would just present it to me, and then I would adapt to it, you know. But fast forward to now, where now you got to start music from scratch, because now the responsibility is yours, and you got to figure out the beats, you got to figure out the words, you got to figure out the composition of the song, you got to figure out how you want it to be mixed, how you want it to be mastered. So all these things. So now it becomes like a job for you now, and you want to perfect it as much as you can.
Yeah.
You know. So that's just how different it is.
Okay. What I mean, I think I will try to clarify this a bit.
Yeah.
Like to me, music was really like an escape.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Like when I started, right?
Yeah.
Because we used to form like little groups.
Yeah.
In high school and try to.
What high school you went to?
The high school that I went to.
Yeah.
It was called like Imani Pansi High School, like back in Congo too.
Oh, okay.
Right. And
That's how you started. Yeah.
to me, music was really like a refugee, like a place where I could hide myself. You know, whenever there's stress and when in high school you have a lot of assignments and everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I always kept all these things and just do music. Yeah. So I wanted to know. I know you were working behind, like in the back.
Yeah.
With people, but I wanted to know what did really music represent to you as a human being, and also as a boy by then, right?
Yes, yeah.
Compared to now that you know you.
Yeah, I would say the common thing that both, me being in Africa, being young, and now is definitely happiness.
That's also, music was a source of happiness.
A source of happiness for me.
Good.
A few years back, I went through some very dark times in my life.
Yeah.
And then music was literally the only thing that kept me like on that same lane, and to just keep believing, let me keep pushing for it. Because whenever I would feel down over there's a situation that happened, I would just go in my room. I'd just lock myself in my room and listen to beats.
You do like every boy does, like locking the room and your mama is just shouting there, can you leave that room?
No. When you're in the zone, nobody talks to you. Yeah, no one talks to you.
Good.
So I would be just in a room, and when you work in music, you just have this different side of you where you have this joy, and just everything just fast forwards quicker, and it just kind of makes you forget about other pains. Good. You just focus on that one thing that's making you happy. Good. And that's why I'm saying music really, it's something that carried me from that kind of environment and kind of situation to make me who I am today and how to get through that situation as well.
Good. Yeah. Are you also coming from the part of the Congo that is really like a war zone or anything? Were you also affected by all that,
I left Congo when I was about, I'll probably say 4 or 5. And I went to a close country called Uganda because I had to move due to war and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was the most worst experience ever. As a child, like, you don't want to go through that because he just sticks with you for the rest of your life, basically. Like, no matter what happens, you always gotta remember that situation. Good. You gotta remember that what happened during that situation. So, like, war and, losing a lot of people in war and losing your home, losing a place where you thought you're gonna raise your kids and graduate and live life, but then you just lose that in an instant, without any plan. So
Yeah.
that was definitely a challenging time,
Wow. And then when you moved to Uganda, did you continue with the love of music, and did it represent anything to you by then when you were in Uganda?
In Uganda, I didn't really
Think about music.
think about music. Yeah,
Okay,
if it was anything about music, well, I was love for like watching people perform. That was the first thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there used to be some pretty good artists in Uganda that actually, I would say a little bit there's a connection between it,
Yeah.
because those talented musicians, the one kind of continued that love of music in me. Because every time, like I said, I would listen to their music, I would watch them perform, I'll just watch how they create their projects. I'll be like, man, I want to do that one day. I want to make sure I try to just accomplish that one day,
Yeah.
to make at least one song and see what I can put out there. There was bands like Blue 3.
Yeah, I know the Blue Tree. Those three girls
Those three
was.
girls in Uganda.
They're really
oh my
good, right?
goodness. Oh man,
Yeah, I used to love their songs too.
really?
I used to listen to them. Yeah, of course.
Man, those like they really showed me the way, like that's exactly what I like to do.
Are
too.
they still singing? I don't hear from them anymore.
The last time I don't know. The last time I heard from them, I think they separated. They started being little single artists.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they started doing their own thing. That's the last
Then
time.
the
I heard
Blue
from
Three died,
them.
right?
Died right away. Yeah,
Good.
but people like Jose Chameleon, Julian. Yeah.
Wow.
Those people like really like get that fire in me of loving music, because I kept listening to the music over and over again. That's what like made me love to that style, the culture of continuing it.
Good. And then moving, I know it's a long story, but moving from Uganda to Canada, when you got here, did you think like getting to Canada would be like something that could help you to accomplish like in your music career? Like to me, really like coming to Canada was like a dream come true, right? Because I could see myself dreaming, like thinking, like, okay, now I'm going to a place where maybe I'll be stable, and then I can do my music freely, because music was the only thing that could drive me my entire life, right? Before I really had a family, right? Then I wanted to know, like, because everybody has their own story, and when you came here, were you thinking about doing music, or you just got inspired by the high school? Because I don't think you went right away to high school, right?
No. I as soon as I came here, I think it was a few months after, I went to like the school I was going to. Like I wouldn't say high school because I started in grade 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, I continued on there. But coming here, I had no idea I was going to do music, actually. What I wanted to do, actually, was to be a soccer player.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do soccer too?
I play soccer, yeah. Well, that's like one of my second...
I never imagined that, man.
Oh, I have some skills, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Maybe we can do something soon.
What should I do?
A little movement.
That's amazing.
Yeah. No, soccer is like because also being in Uganda,
Good.
I used to follow a lot of Premier League soccer.
Yeah,
That's
right.
like football in Europe. Yeah, I used to follow that a lot, and I used to love watching those games. So coming here, I'd be like, okay, wow, maybe now I'm closer to that present to seeing TV, because now I knew I'm gonna have TV now coming to Canada. I knew I'm gonna have TV. I knew I'm gonna have a lot of food, a lot of soccer balls, because getting a soccer ball in Africa was tough. I don't know if you know that, but that thing was tough.
Yeah.
You had to like form with bags just to play tournaments. That thing was tough, man.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so coming here, I knew there was gonna be a way I can get soccer balls and start having fun with it, which I did.
Yeah.
I have a great time with it. Yeah, but I had no idea I was gonna do music, But I used to just, even in my school, I used to carry like radios. One of my friends, David Doyen, knows about that. We used to carry radios in the hallway and like put it on a blast every time we just walk in the hallway with music. Every time.
Good.
I guess that's kind of what showed me like these guys really love music. Like I love music as well. So maybe we can try to do something. Because I knew right away that my friend David Duenas, I knew he made music with his brother and stuff. So he took me to his place, and that's when I started making music. Because we just shared that connection together. But coming here, I had no idea I was gonna do music. Yeah, no idea.
Now let's talk about really the main purpose of whatever we're doing here, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at the difficulties.
Yeah.
That you've really seen in this industry.
Yeah.
I remember recording your first song, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. I remember that the first time.
I'm sure you remember that.
For recording. Tell us about the experience. How was it? How did you? Because I saw you enjoying it, right?
First of all, Major, I just want to say, thank you, though.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I want to say. That's gotta be the number one thing you can always. Somebody who mentors you and helps you achieve something that you always wanted to do. You always have to thank them. And I know you put up a lot, especially with me.
Appreciate that.
You put up a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to that project, that was actually the day after, Osee told me that he knew about you and we should make a song together.
Yeah.
So we already picked the beat, everything. So I was so nervous that day. I was so nervous, Major. I tried drinking water. I tried having those Red Bull. Nothing worked.
Good.
Nothing worked.
Good.
So when I went to the studio right away, to your studio, I was amazed because that was the first time I'm seeing a studio like that. I'm like, okay, now the pressure's on me a lot more, and I had to show you that I got something, I had to show you. But to be honest, I don't feel like I performed that well the first day that I was there because, just like me meeting you and knowing how much great things you do, I was so nervous. I was super, super nervous.
But I think you did well, after all. You did well. Like even the first time I met you, I saw the courage because, music to me, it's not just about how well you can be, how good you can be, but the passion that you have inside of you can make things work, right?
Yeah.
And I could see that the passion, as I was recording you, as you mentioned, and the only thing that I don't know, I'm not sure, is as the project was moving, is there anything that you think maybe with that, because you were still new to the recording thing? I know you were recording in GarageBand.
In GarageBand before.
But
it was nothing compared to
I think I never use GarageBand. Yeah. But again, whoever uses it, it's still a good thing, right?
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good
beginning. In a
beginning.
comfortable position.
Yeah, it's a really good beginning.
Yeah.
And what we wanted to know is how hard you had to work just to come up with that project. Together we shine. Yes, yeah. It was really shining, that song.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. That was actually to start something. I wanted something that's very presentable.
Yeah.
Because during that time we were going through COVID was there.
Yeah.
We're going through George Floyd.
Yeah.
Being showing all the difficulties he went through with the police brutality and all that, and the topic of racism was going around even stronger, right? Yeah. So, I against all race, you just want to make sure you put up a positive message, right? Mm. And then, so my first thing I wanted to do is just to make it very presentable, very powerful, very strong, that can connect with everybody, not only black but every race around. Just to know that you gotta stick for each other, you gotta support each other. So writing that music, I wanted to make sure it was my first thing. I've never written music before, all I did back was just having fun, having fun with GarageBand and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I never wanted to make something. I've never made something very professional, and getting it mixed professionally. So I wanted to make sure, first of all, you liked the project. So it was very challenging. I would spend 8 hours. Just on one verse, try to correct it. Yeah. Even doesn't work today, I'll go back tomorrow. But is it better? Is this better? And then, when I came to the studio, the preparation was different. Because when I got there, I didn't know how to record, how to start, how to record, how to have everything mashed up well, until you started telling me, even the vocals, how you want to put up out there how loud you want to be, how good you want to be. You know, all that takes preparation, and I didn't have that. So I feel like that was the most challenging time. I feel like a lot of artists as well go through it with that kind of problem.
That kind of pressure.
Yeah, where they go to the studio and the preparation is not there, and then have difficulties going on and completing the project and stuff like that. But yeah, you pushed me a lot that day, a lot. I got out there, my shirt was wet, man, because I was sweating everywhere.
Good.
And it was a summertime too, so it was hot that day.
I remember. Yeah,
it was hot that day. So, but shout out to Yara Taylor for that music. Mm-hmm. Shout out to David Duenas for that music, for featuring that song. It's something I've always wanted to make it like the world to be touched with that song. So I'm so happy that it turned out to be, and I'm so happy how everybody reacted to it, because I feel like people really loved it. The message in it, the message David Duenas brought into it, the message Yara got into it. I feel like it really touched a lot of people. And then the work that you did, obviously, mixing our song, just making it so well done, and Osee making that crazy killer beat. So that was amazing. That was a good one.
You mentioned that when you were composing together with Shine, you had in your mind that the idea of making a song that could be universal.
Yeah.
And not only, because I remember that was time, like, there was really difficult time.
Very difficult time,
like, we were coming from the George Floyd saga and all these things, right?
Yeah.
So you said, but you just mentioned that you wanted to make something that could be interpreted by everybody, you know, like that could be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of the race and everything. But there's a question coming to my mind now from there, because every places I pass, sometimes people want to advise you to make only African music. As you live in Canada, as if that's the only music that people would love, right?
Yeah.
Or you're from Africa, you have to make African music, and they'll love you with the African music. Do you really think that's really the thing that could work?
I don't know. I feel like,
or it should be free to work on the music they like, and the people should be able to appreciate the work you put into that, because it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, no. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like your strength is if you really love what you do. I feel like when you're in a category that you really love, that's how you can provide the best out of yourself. You know, it's okay to try other things, to try different genres, try whatever you want to be able to do. You can try it, but I feel like just because some people want you to be that certain way, it doesn't mean you gotta be that certain way. You gotta put yourself first and make sure you're happy with what you're doing, and that's exactly how you're gonna be in a position where you're gonna give all your best, because it's what you love to do, you know. And then you're gonna be able to, you know, share your words and share your style with everybody. You know, be original. I like being original. I like being my own kind of person, you know.
Good.
I make a music that just comes in my mind, you know, that I want to put out there. And I feel like, because making music for me is like, I would say it's like a story, it's like a book. It's like when you put on in the first page and you start writing, you know, that first thing that you put on the first page. I feel like it's the same thing, the same concept with music.
Yeah.
Where you go in your room, you start picking all the beats, you know, which one you love to put out there, and then you start composing. So it's like everything has a chapter that you go through it, and that will take you loving what you are feeling comfortable doing, right?
Good.
So that's what I'm saying. To the message for everybody who's facing any kind of difficulty like this, or, you know, being forced to try to be, you know, somebody that people want you to be, I feel like that can always never end up well. Either you're going to stress yourself out a lot, or you're going to overdo it and people won't like it. Some people won't like it. So it's just best to be yourself, and best to best to know what you make happy of yourself, you know.
Yeah. Because I tried to do African music, like completely African music. You know?
Yeah.
We're coming from countries where music is really rich. You know, the culture is really, you know, influencing the music, the type of music that we can produce.
Yeah.
I've tried to do that 100%. I feel like sometimes it's really hard, you know.
So what music do you love doing? If I would ask you that.
Yes, to me, it becomes, it always goes down to what I listen to.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, that's true too.
I don't really listen to just to African music every day, right?
No.
So I shouldn't expect to do just African music.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody should start holding us accountable for not doing African music, right?
No.
Because if we can do what we're doing in a good way, and we really able to express our passion through whatever kind of music, even though I go to China, I should be able to do Chinese music, you know? And if I do it well, then that's it. That's who I am, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because, you know, well, it's like okay to, because obviously people have Afrobeats now. Now you have Afrobeats who's popping.
Yeah.
You have, you know, reggaeton music that's going up, the Latin music.
Yeah.
You have the hip hop, you know, that's also popping, the R&B. So I feel like all these things are good, right? But as long as you find your place, which one lands you on mostly, the one makes you happy, the one makes you feel like that's your strength in there. You know, I feel like that's the most important thing. But like, sometimes when you're in a position where you make a certain music and people are like, man, why are you making that kind of music? You're not even African. You know, you're not even African. Why are you making Afrobeat music?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter. If you really love it, if you really, really love it, and you feel like you're going to put up a good work out there, you go, hey, go for it.
So as long as it's representing something to you.
Something that comes from you, Something that comes from you, I feel like you can enjoy it, you know, and you can really master it.
Now, this is going to bring me to another question.
Yeah.
What happened to you? What happened to you yourself when you do the music you think you love, right?
Yeah.
And you find out that the people are really close to you, the people that live with you sometimes in the same house, those who are supposed to support you, you feel like they don't give you that 100% of support in that music. Sometimes you release a song and they tell you, like, I really don't like the song. How do you take that? Do you think it should be good?
That's a tough question.
Do you think it should be good that every time you release a song, everybody has to tune to it, even though they don't like it too? Or everybody should be free to tell you like what they're feeling, right?
Everybody should be free to tell me what they feel like. I feel like it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going to make music that I feel comfortable with, you know?
Good.
I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm forced to do something just to please a certain group or certain people, and then feel like I'm not really delivering what I want to deliver. You know, that's for me, it's completely different. So it hurts, you know.
It does,
it does hurt being in that position, because it feels like, okay, I also want to do that music, but at the same time, that's not where I stand. You know, that's what makes me. That's not my comfortable zone. You know, because like I said, when you're making music, you gotta select the beat that you're gonna be working on. You know, if you select a beat that that you really not, you select like let's say you're this person here, and you select a very slow beat.
Yeah.
That you not really like it, but you're forced to write it on it because you want to satisfy that group, that people. So for me, that's really tough, you know, and it hurts that some people will say some stuff, you know, but what can you do at the end of the day? What can you do? Because they're entitled to like pick whatever they want to pick, you know, they're entitled to listen what they want to do. So if they want to listen to my song, that's fine, you know, but as long as I know what I can do every time when I come to the studio and I leave the studio happy, I think that's what matters the most. And everybody who vibe with my music, who like my music, you know, I'm so thankful for that, because that's what pushes me to keep making more, because now they accept who I am.
Good.
They accept what I do. So it just means a lot to me.
I think for me, I was I really learned these things earlier in my career. That not everyone is supposed to love what you're doing, right? And but there's always somebody who really feel like they cannot live without that. It's like your music is like the answer to their problems.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I had to channel my music to those people.
So you adapted it.
I adapted my music to those people and not to those who don't really appreciate what I'm doing. And but again,
that's crazy, man.
Here's the positive part of it for me is those who don't appreciate what I do, I take that as something that pushes me to the next level.
Really?
Because I have to work hard in order to convince everybody now, right?
Yeah.
Which is
That's what makes it good
almost
artist.
impossible.
Yeah,
I know it's
yeah.
kind of impossible, but it helps me to keep moving because you can all be also, you don't need everybody to tell you that okay, it sounds good, it sounds good. Sometimes people can be
Yeah, they can be critical.
Can just
they
say
can criticize. Yeah, it's fine.
it's really good. Even if
It's
they
good.
slap you in the face, that's still good, right?
You turn the other side and it's love again.
Yeah, but do you feel like the same to you too, right? If when like a family member, like somebody who's really
Say,
closer,
yeah,
tells you
that's not
like
good.
this song is not really, it's not really.
Well, I feel like for me, I've been making music for 2 years professionally.
Yeah,
So there's some certain areas that I'm still not comfortable or haven't discovered how to deal with it.
yeah,
I know that was gonna work out down the road whenever things
Yeah.
get solved up properly.
yeah,
Because I know I wanna make more music, multiple music, and I'm excited to see the reaction of people, how they're gonna react to them.
yeah,
Because what I have right now is a lot more different kind of songs coming out. But once again, it's the ones I really felt comfortable doing, and what pushes me to be the best that I am. So I'm excited to see that, what's gonna happen on the reaction of that. Whether there's a good ones, I'll turn around and I'll be like, okay, I'll take it.
When this happens,
I'll take it too.
when this happens, since music represents almost everything to you right now, right?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of like a professional musician now.
Yes.
When that happens, are you going to be putting yourself in a position where you have to take everything personal? Or because family is family, right?
Yeah.
And music is a profession.
Yeah.
And
Music is a different profession.
yeah, we don't really we shouldn't mix these things together, right?
Yeah.
If a family tells you like, okay, this doesn't sound good to me, it doesn't mean they hurt you, right?
It just
Or
means
they
they're
hate
being
you.
honest. It just means they're being honest with you.
That just
They're being
means
honest on themselves.
honest with themselves, right?
Yeah.
So how do you
Which is
take
fine.
that? Like to you, is it personal or like?
Sometimes it might be personal because they have a certain way they picture you to be a certain person,
Good, good.
And I feel like that's gonna trigger a lot. but like I feel like,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you gotta stay true to yourself. You have to know who you are, first of all.
good.
You have to know who you are. And once you have that, I feel like you're going to be happy. So if you have that, you won't have to take anything personal. Because you're going to understand that it's their opinion. What they think about your stuff, your work, is their opinion, which is fine, okay? But those who will be your fans will be the real ones who actually love your music. You know what I mean? And those will be the ones who actually accept you for who you are.
Good.
And that's just what you're gonna feel more happy about. And I feel like a lot of people might relate to that, where you have those people who support your music because they love your music, and that will put you in a much better spot, a much better place where you're gonna feel like you're continuing rather than thinking about it. Oh man, no, I can't do this music right here because it doesn't make that side happy. So I gotta cancel that. No,
Good.
but
Yeah. The other question that I had in my mind even before I think we even discussed about this before.
yeah,
Is you make your projects, you make projects, but I feel like a lot of musicians don't really know where do I go with this project after it's finished, right? What's next? And I would like to ask, what do you do with your music? Like after you finish, how do you share it? Do you share the process as you are recording, or you wait for it to finish to be done completely, then you share it to the public? And where do you meet that public? Do you have to do concerts or organizing shows, or
Yeah.
I don't know how do you do that?
well,
Help other people.
my music with my music.
Yeah,
I feel like I always like to spice up a little bit. Like whenever I'm making something, I feel like I always have to give it a little to know what you're working on, little craft, just little sneak peek.
Yeah.
So those who actually swipe up, like, oh, I really love that. Like the way it's sounding right now is great. Okay, now that pushes you to be like, okay, let me finish up this music.
Okay.
So that's how I approach it slowly. But then when everything is done, I share with the people who follow me.
Okay, like we mean like on
On social media,
social media
on social media
platforms?
such thing, yeah, social media platforms. Those who follow me, I share with them. And then if they're feeling the music, they will share to their friends, and share with their other friend, and the other friend, and the other friend, right? And then my goal is always to get into the concerts. Like, that was like one of my goals. Like, every music I make, while I'm making the music, I'm also thinking about how I'm gonna perform them. That's like one of the key things that I really love to do.
Good.
Yeah, like when I'm making music, I always gonna picture how am I gonna perform this song, how am I gonna involve the crowd with this song, how am I gonna involve the people who are filming and how they're gonna be filming me, because I'm gonna do certain moves, certain dances. Who knows, right? It depends, like, the music you're making, but definitely putting them, like, the goal is always to put them in the concerts and just enjoy it with the people who love it.
That's good.
Yeah.
As we're getting close to the end of our conversation,
Yeah,
I would like to ask you some few questions again.
yes,
Just in your music career, because as musicians, I think we do run across some difficulties before we really become successful, and we really sometimes don't know if this is going to be successful or things.
Yes,
like
100%.
how we going to make it or anything. So I wanted to know, to you, if you can describe by 3 words, how do you describe a song that is done, like, ready for being published, like a radio ready song to you as an artist? Because I know, to engineers, we have our terms. You know, there are things that we have to have in a song to say, oh, this is a radio ready.
Yeah.
But for artists, like musicians, how do you say? Because, you know, we send songs to you that are mastered and are mixed, and at some point you say this is not good, right?
Yeah.
Or sometimes you say this is good.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, how do you get to that decision to say this is really good?
That's a good question. That's a really good question, Major.
Yeah.
That's really nice. First of all, you know, the things that you want to put out is the things that you feel like it's good enough for you, you know. But you also have a team that's going to decide for you if this is good, is this good, is this good, right? Yeah. But for me, a song that's like ready to be put on to play on the radio has to be well mixed. Has to be well mixed. Yeah. That's the first thing. And that means, like, the beat has to be involved, be loud enough to connect with it. Because when people are using music, they also listen to the beats. They also listen to how the words are going to match up with the beats. Yeah. You know, so all the clarity, like how everything is loud and good, you know, mixed up well. That's how I feel like it should be presented to be played in the radio.
To have clarity, you say.
It has to be
loud enough.
The beat has to be. The beat definitely got to be popping. Like, it has to be popping up the beats. I'm a big fan of the bass.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bass is like one of my things. Saxophone. Yeah, everybody know me. People know me with saxophone. Saxophone is one of my favorite things. So with my song, if I have a saxophone in there, I want to make sure the saxophone is popping up. Yeah. So once the mix is good, and the master obviously makes everything a lot more louder, a lot more fit, and space it out very well, then the song is ready to be published. But before that, people gotta check on that. Like, a lot of people have to be checking on that. I feel like a lot of people forget those few details that really matters the most. You know, getting those things well arranged, because it just sounds different. It just sounds a lot more different. You know, and I get it. Like, that process, like, it should be tough even for the mix and master. Like, how do you feel comfortable enough to be like, this song is well ready? Like, I feel like there's a certain place where you have to check, like, okay, I did this enough here, I did this enough here. You know, as a mix and master guy, because I know you run a crazy mix and master. Shout out to this guy, Major, by the way. You're one of my talented mix and master I've ever worked with, Major.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, all my projects that you've worked on, I'm so blessed to have met you. You know, to get started. You're the reason why I keep pushing forward, because of the work that you do. At the end of the day, I'm impressed and I love it, and I want to keep making more. I want to keep making more, because it makes me so happy. You know, so
good.
Yeah.
And maybe the other last question. If everybody was watching this, you know, right now, everybody was going to be watching us. If they would decide to support you, what kind of support do you think you need?
Oh man, that's a good question. Career? That's a really good question. And I don't only speak for myself. I speak to a lot of people out there. I speak for, like, people who struggle getting the songs everywhere. You know, so the support is very important in anything, whether it's sports, whether it's art, music, anything. Support is very important. So if I would ask it, like sharing and subscribing to my channel, I'm gonna like name in a few moments here, but I just want to say supporting us by sharing the music around. That's very important for every artist out there, and for me especially, that's very important. If you like my music, you share it around with a friend, and then if the friend likes it, to share it with another friend. I feel like that's very important. My Instagram is at it's Baracka Official, and my YouTube channel is just Baracka. So all my music, I'll be give you guys the details on when's coming up next, what's the title, so you can search it up on Spotify, all platforms, whatever it is. So my YouTube channel though is Baracka. If you can find it on there, go ahead, subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to AFRODIASPO as well. This place is absolutely amazing. I am just so blessed to come here and share who I am to the people. A lot of people haven't really. This is the first time I actually describing myself like this to the audience, and like knowing my story and like knowing who I am. So I really appreciate you for this opportunity, man.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me.
Good. That's good. So before we get to the end of this conversation, which was really good, I really appreciate BK. Before we give BK another maybe few seconds or minute to express himself so he can finish up and maybe say if there's any last word, I would like to remind you that this is AFRODIASPO, and feel free, and we'll be happy if you can subscribe to push this, because your subscription means a lot. We really depend on that, so we can push the channel, and then that's how we're going to be able to get more guests. If we get, that's when we're going to be able to get like a lot of people that get to the audience and everybody. If you can decide to subscribe to this channel, it's going to be really good. Everyone who's going to be watching this, if you get to this point in watching this, then it means a lot to us, and then we'll appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel. Now I'm gonna let BK say anything. Maybe he's planning to release anything. I don't know if there's any song that's coming, and but personally, I really love BK. I really love BK. I've known him for a few years now. I can say a few years, right? Still a few years, but the road is still
still a long way.
Still long, right?
Yeah, but
so
a few years for sure.
We'll see how you're gonna do much better. And sometimes I feel like I wish I was BK.
Oh man.
Sometimes I feel I wish I was like.
Why was that reason?
Man, it took me so long to even know what you know now.
What?
Yeah, it took me years.
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the truth that sometimes we don't
swear to you,
right?
I'm being honest. I actually did not know that.
Yeah. I feel like you're really moving with the high speed.
Wow.
Yeah,
See, that means
like,
a lot.
And I keep telling Osee every time, who's actually your producer, who produces most of your beats. I keep telling him every time, like, BK is gonna be a superstar.
Man, that means a lot.
BK is gonna be a superstar. That's me, and the people are going to judge if they want to make you a superstar or, because it's up to the people.
It's up to the people.
Yeah. So we're gonna give you time so you can tell us the last word and everything. If you want to say anything.
Yeah. So y'all, I go by the name of Baracka, as long as y'all know me already. I'm pretty sure for all this podcast. My Instagram, I'll repeat it again. I think I messed up the first time, but my Instagram is at It's Baracka Official. That's where you're gonna find all my stuff over there. I do have an upcoming song releasing on February 28th. It's called Reload, featuring my favorite producer out there, Osee. What a job he did on this one. I'm so excited. To share this one with you guys. It's one of the unique projects that we talked about, like something that's very unique and different. And what a job, obviously, you did on a mix and master for that music. So I'm so excited for that. We're looking forward for like music videos. The audio for sure is gonna be dropping on the 28th of February though. So make sure you guys check out that one, and then share it around, man. Share it around and subscribe to the channel. And then I appreciate everybody who's been involved in my music career so far. Major, Osee, Kyle. I appreciate y'all so much, and everybody who I've collabed with, who has made me have a little spotlight in that, You guys know each other, man. I really appreciate you guys so much for that. And y'all can find every music out that I've made, obviously, on my social media and my Spotify. Everything I have is on there. So thank you guys so much. Major, thank you for having me here, man. It really means a lot. Really, really a lot. And I appreciate all your kind words. And I can't wait to continue making more music and share it to the world,
Thanks.
Just want to make them happy. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. We've reached to the end of this episode. This is our first episode on this leadership AFRODIASPO podcast.
First.
And this is the first one. And we wish this is going to really grow slowly as we keep getting people coming to the channel.
Yeah.
And BK, all we can say, we are really honored to have you in the house.
Man, thank you. If you guys are out there, you want to share your music, you want to share anything, the story, everything, just make sure you come out here and talk about it. This is a free space, man. This is where you're going to feel comfortable. You're going to feel like a family. These guys treat everybody like family. I've been here long enough, and I can say this is the most comfortable place I've been. It's like my happy place right here. So you guys got anything to say? The chair is right there. The mic is ready. And the host is ready.
So the best way to find us, you go on AFRODIASPO. We have www.afrodiaspo.com. That's our website. Or you can go on our Instagram, AFRODIASPO Media, and you will find us from there. If you can, then you have to go to Osee Music, OSEE Music. And you're going to just text there, then somebody's going to get to you. Or you go to Major MUGISHO, MUGISHO, Major MUGISHO, on Instagram, and then you're gonna text me directly, and I'm gonna get back to you, and we're gonna book you for the section. Thank you so much, BK, for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, our people, lovely people, for watching this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peace.